Alright guys, so I'm back with making videos. My right hand is now out of that big splint, so I have these three fingers. My ring finger is okay to move, it's just kind of strapped to the middle finger to kind of support it. Anyways, sorry, my hands are shaky. We need to go ahead and move my truck over to somewhere where I can work on it. So I figured I'd give you guys a good cold start video here. I moved it yesterday, so it probably shouldn't be too hard to start. Hit the pedal a few times here. The choke is off. Let's go ahead and crank her here, see what happens. There we go. We got about 500 RPMs. I'm gonna let it warm up just a little bit so that I can get through all the gears. I just have to go down the road a little bit, so bear with me here. Alright, so I have my truck moved over to a spot where we can work on it. One thing I did notice when I was doing the radiator on this, got my channel locks here for this, the fuel filter I put on it, next to that Red Ranger again, I don't know whose this is, but what the fuck is all that white stuff? Anyways. She hasn't been running very long, probably a minute or two. I just waited until she'd fall in gear. That's one thing with these older trucks is, I don't know if they're always that way. They have to wait. Oh my god. Okay. I don't know if it's always that way that you have to wait a little bit for it to slide in gear. If it's just this truck, who knows? Oh, here we go. Oh shit. So what I was talking about, I'm gonna point with this hand. There it is. So that fuel filter, the little line clamp is backed off a bit, and I moved it a little bit when I replaced the radiator, and it was leaking. So I'm just gonna slide that back a little bit, make sure we're not losing fuel. So let me do that real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and drain out some of this coolant from the radiator, because when it gets hot it pushes back through where the cap goes. So I got an old container here, and the pit cock is right there. So we're gonna carefully, like I said, this thing isn't even hot yet. Oh fuck. And I hate using my left hand. Oh. Alright, let me come back to you guys. Okay, sorry about the jump. So I put a funnel in there, and it's just focused, man. There we go. So it's draining down into that container. I'm just gonna let it go down for a little bit, because when this thing was heating up, it was actually pushing, there were air bubbles coming out of the cap spot here, but the thing is, it was also pushing out a decent amount of coolant too. So one, I don't want to waste that, and two, I don't want to leave that on the ground and have, you know, dogs and cats or whatever's roaming around here eating that up and getting sick and dying. So I'm gonna drain this down a bit. Probably take a little while. I don't want to take this all the way out. Oh shit. Yeah, let's not do that. If I take that all the way out, it's gonna freaking go everywhere. I don't have a big old drip pan ready right now, so, and I would like to reuse this since it's brand new. So we're not gonna do that. Just gonna let this fill up for a bit, then we'll crank her back up, let her get up to temp, and that's already down quite a bit. We're gonna let her go for a little longer though. Then I'll crank it up, let her run, hopefully get these air bubbles out of here. Also, I wanted to, no, I don't need to. I was thinking this needed to be moved further back, but it's, I can feel the lip is right about there. The clamp is back, so it should be fine. If not, easy fix. So we'll let that drain down a little more and I'll come back to you guys. Okay, so I drained about half, maybe a little more out of there. Let's go ahead and crank her. Get her warmed up. Alright, shouldn't have to use the gas pedal this time, I don't think. We'll see. Oh, the thing is that you gotta rock that sometimes. Almost. Alright, gotta give her a little touch. And since I do want this to come up to temp, we'll choke it. Alright. Now we wait. I think I mentioned in one of my videos before, there's a serious exhaust leak back here. Right over here. I don't know if the camera's picking up on that little piece, but it's not together. I tried tightening it, but I just know if I do, it's going to break those freaking things straight out of there. So I'll let this run a little while. We'll get those air bubbles all burped out, and I'll get back to you once it starts actually burping out. Then we can top up the fluid with the stuff we drained, go from there. Alright guys, it's probably been about 5 or maybe 10 minutes, I don't know. And we're at the O in the normal. Let's see what that radiator looks like. Hopefully that thermostat's open is what that means. It's hard to see down there, but it is rising up. It is rising up a bit. It's probably about where that plastic starts to come in on the radiator. So I'm gonna let it run a little more. Hopefully we get out whatever air bubbles are in there. So I really want to drive this thing. I miss driving this thing, man. See, it's gone up to the R. It is important to watch that whenever you do a radiator or anything with the cooling system, really, even a thermostat. You want to make sure that you get all the air out. You want to do this no matter what, but keep an eye on your temperature gauge. If it overheats, just let it sit for about 10 minutes. It's not worth warping heads and popping head gaskets. It's not worth it. Also pay attention to the smell of the exhaust. With an older truck like this, you can actually smell it, but newer stuff, not so much. Make sure it doesn't smell, you know, like burning coolant, really. But just keep that stuff in mind. Just watch the temp gauge like I'm doing now. You don't want to overheat this thing and then you're into a whole nother project. Pay attention to the color of the exhaust. Right now you can't see anything, neither can I. It's not just the camera not picking it up. But if it was white and smoky, wow, that thing got turned up. Anyways, if it was white and smoky, you would want to shut it down. That's probably not good. If there's coolant somehow mixing in with the engine, it's probably a head gasket if I had to guess. So, yeah, it dropped down from where it was, so I'll go ahead and get the funnel, which I never use. But since I only have one hand, give her just a little for right now. Okay, I can see the level in there. Barely see it. Now everything else is messed up. Okay. You want to keep an eye on your levels. Make sure it's not overflowing. Make sure it's not getting too low. Honestly, where it wasn't too terribly low, but okay, we're now back on the and in normal. A lot of people will tell you to go ahead and turn on your heat to the lowest setting just so you can feel if there's some sort of heat coming out. And the problem is, you see it's on cool. It's really not. This thing it's all wedged and jacked up. I'm pretty sure the heater control for these is this. I'm not 100% sure. Flipped it that way. Doesn't feel any warmer. Flip it the other way. Oh, sorry about the view. Okay, it still feels about the same. This truck really never had good heat to begin with, so I don't know. But it is sitting at a regular operating range right now. We feel the actual hoses here. Okay, so this one does feel a little warm. I guess this one is too. It's not hot by any means. But again, the temp gauge isn't reading hot, so I expect that. See, our level dropped a little more. Go ahead and top it off again. Alright. Taking our time with this one. I need to get a flashlight or something to shine down there for you guys. I don't know. Alrighty, so I got some hot water in there. Not like boiling hot by any means, but I don't want to put cold fluids in a hot system. So I also grabbed a flashlight. Maybe you can see the level. Probably not over the seam. Maybe. But it does need a little bit more. Let's go ahead and give it a little bit of top off. A little bit, mind you. Yeah, let's do it. Alright. Oh no, she needs more than that. Good. This what I'm doing is working, I think. Give her about that much. See it. Okay, to the top, I see it. We'll give her just a little bit. A good measure. Alright. Funnel in the funnel holster. Yep. Double check our temp gauge. If you guys can see it through the window, I don't know. I can. It's sitting on the end. Ah, you still can't see that. Oh well. It's sitting on the end. Yeah. So, smells like hot coolant coming out the cap there. Normally not a good smell. Alright. Still running good. Give it a little flip. Alright, so I went ahead and topped it off. I got the cap on it now. And then we're still sitting just below normal. Okay. Let's go ahead and take her on a little drive here. It's been a while since I took you off for a cruise. I should probably switch my hands before we get too far down the road. It's running pretty nice. Pretty nice. Alright. Oh. Yeah, throttle feels good. She's not sputtering. Speed bump. There we go. I live in the bumpiest complex. We this storm grate here. No exaggeration. I couldn't imagine. Well, I can't imagine. I drive a car as well. My wife's car is real rough around these. We're still sitting in the normal range. I can feel heat on my right foot. If you guys didn't know, or notice I should say, there's no ducts coming out of the front here. They only had those on the AC models. So these that didn't come with that have, there's actually a plastic piece that goes down and kind of angles where the blower comes out. That's not on there, so it's just blowing air into the middle, mostly on my right foot. About a third throttle here. Don't want to go too crazy. Seems like she's doing alright. Last time I took it for a test, I got about this far, and that's she started getting hot, so go ahead and give you a view here of what I'm doing. Everything feels good, except for that pothole. That didn't feel too good. Look at that. Clicky. Alright. Down around here. I love this truck. Still sitting pretty good on the temp gauge. Hasn't even moved. I do have a bit of belt squeak. I think I spilled some water while I was topping it off on there. No big deal. Alright, make this turn here. Turn around in the parking lot. Sorry guys. There we go. I have a second gear. Grabbing there. Nice and clicky. Alright, here we go. Back on the road. Oh, my arm is getting tired holding this thing up. Making a right turn. Don't have a little flash for that one, but it's nice and clicky. You can hear it. Alright. Temp gauge is now right on the tip of the end. Nice. Alright. You guys want to know what's a real bitch? I have a bad radiator. I don't know if you can see this haze here. Watch this. I'm going to move the steering wheel. Watch this. See if you can see it through that little gap there. I don't know why it did it before, but it did. It fucking sprayed on the side there. There's a pinhole. I'm gonna get this thing parked. Son of a bitch. Hang on. So, yeah. See it, it's going now. Damn, look at all that. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt and try to reseat that clamp on there. But I'm pretty sure I have a bad radiator. That is a real bitch. Look at all that. Bastard. Okay, so let this thing cool off. Cap is off. About to take that hose clamp off. Get real low. Getting loose now. Give her a little twisty twist. Shake off. Okay. So what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like, I really can't see a pinhole or anything on here. Let me see where that's. So I'm gonna go ahead and just make a mess. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna cut. I'm just gonna cut it back and push the spring shit down and go from there. So I'll be right with you. Okay, I trimmed it. It's not super pretty. Clamp. The end of the thing is right here. I guess the nipple is pretty big for a nipple, in my opinion. Don't like my nipples that big. Okay. Let's get it fired up to temp. See what happens. Damn, this is fucking difficult. Please hold. I really hope it is that hose. Got her about 1,500. Let's see what we got. I don't know if that's residual or new. I don't know. We're gonna let it get up to temp though. Alright guys, I'm gonna say it was just the hose. There's still some steam coming off of everything, but as far as I can tell, this is not leaking. Yeah. So I was just wrapping up this last video here, and this cat shows up. Hi. Hi. This cat is one of the neighborhood cats. It's really friendly. I think his name is Tigger or Cat, one of the two. Like I said, don't let things like that get you down. Maybe a little random kitty will show up to get love from you. I love the cameo appearance here. Anyways, like I said, like, share, comment, whatever, subscribe for sure. Let me know that you like my stuff, what I can do better.